Now let's look at here. The words experience here. To complete the following article by writing the missing words. Use no more than 2 words for each space. The exercise begins with an example. Now the first sentence. The worst experience of my life, I can remember it as if it were yesterday. So, I was staying at a beautiful hotel on the coast. My room was on the 2nd floor. It was about 2 o'clock on my first night when I suddenly woke up. There was a very strong smell of burning, but you, at that time, okay, you did not know where the smoke came from. So what should you write down? Can't or couldn't? Can't or couldn't? What is your answer? Can't or couldn't?
Is it can't?
It was in the past.
So couldn't.
Yeah, couldn't. But I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I jumped out of bed, ran to the door and opened it. So I see smoke coming from the staircase. So you can do it, but it was in the past. So what is the answer? You can see the smoke, but it was in the past. So what is the past tense of can for question 2?
Couldn't.
Could or can?
Could.
Could, yeah. So, sorry. And I could see smoke coming from the staircase. I suppose, like here. But I knew I wouldn't have made it. It was impossible. Okay, that means you wanted to run down the stairs, but you didn't. So what is the form to say something that you intended to do it, but actually you didn't do it? So what is the form? You try to run down the stairs. Okay, that means you didn't do it. Okay, eventually, but you had the chance to do it. So what is the form? It has 2 verbs. It has 2 words. Here, question 3 has 2 words. So what is the answer? Now, first of all, it's happened in the past. So what is the past tense form of can?
Could.
Could. And then one more word. Could has or could have.
Could have.
Yeah, it's could have. It's could have. Good. Excellent. Okay. So next. It was impossible. The smoke was too dense. So that means you wanted to go further, but you couldn't because of dense smoke. So we also use 2 words here. So it's the first modal verb is can or could. Here, question 4. The first modal verb is can or could.
Could.
Could. And then have or haven't.
Has. Have.
Haven't or have. Could have, is number 4. Okay, is couldn't have, or yeah, it's couldn't have. Couldn't have got further than the first landing before tricking, couldn't have. Okay, so next paragraph. I went back in my room, slammed the door behind me and ran to the window. I had to escape. So you had a chance to jump out of the window, but you didn't. So I can or could. Number 5. I can or could. Mandy, what is your answer? I can or could. Mandy, what's your answer? I can or could.
I could
I could, and then this answer has two words. So I
have.
could,
I could have.
yeah, I could have jumped out of the window, but I felt too scared. It was too high. I needed something to climb down. Suddenly, I had a brainwave and ran over to the bed. By tying the bed sheets together, so here this was uh this was the success that you did on that occasion. This was a one-time success. So obviously we don't use could. However, we could use other words, to do it. So it begins with a M. Did you remember other modal verbs which begin with M? Now, it's not might or may. Do you remember? Do you remember manage?
Yes.
Yeah, so here, number 6, I managed. After manage, what is the preposition we use after managed? But by tying the bed sheets together, I managed. Manage, what is the preposition? Managed at or managed to?
Manage to.
Yeah, managed to make a kind of ladder. I tied one end of the sheets to the foot of the bed and I threw the other end out of the opened window. Despite my fear of heights, Number 7. So it was a one-time success. So here, number 6 is managed. Should we use managed to in question 7? Should we use managed to in question 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I managed to, despite my fear of heights, I managed to climb out onto the window ledge. A small group of people had gathered on the ground and were shouting encouragement to me. Come on, they said. It's a conversation. So it's not, it's a conversation. So we go back to the present. So you can do it or you could do it. Come on, you can do it. I was shaking with fear, but by refusing to look down and concentrating on the rope in my hands, I eventually one-time success. So do you remember there is a S, S word which means you can do it. So what is this? What? What is the verb of success? What is the verb of success? Do you remember? Okay, succeed. Now, how to spell succeed? Do you remember how to spell succeed? Okay, so Niha, can we spell succeed together? So, do you remember? SUCCEED. Okay, so succeeded in lowering yourself from the ledge very slowly, putting one hand below the other. Now here, I managed, to climb down the bedsheet rope to safety. Okay, so let's go to the next part here. They allowed me to bring my dog. So here, if we use allow, that means they usually allow dogs or they don't usually allow dogs for question 1. If I say they allowed me to bring my dog, that means they usually allow dogs or they don't usually allow dogs. A or B? A or B? Uh,
A.
is B? You mean B?
No, A.
A. Okay lah. Allowed. Allowed means one occasion. Allowed means one occasion. So here.
That's B.
Yeah, so allowed means one occasion, so it's B. Allowed means one occasion, so it means B. They don't usually allow dogs. And then number two, the doctor could see you at 11. So you are not sure whether he's free, she's free at 11, whether the doctor is free at 11, or you are suggesting a time for an appointment, A or B. The doctor could see you at 11. You are not sure, or you are suggesting a time for an appointment, A or B. Any other answer, A or B?
A.
Now because it is could, is B. If it is A, we use might, okay? So number three, might I borrow your calculator for a moment? So you use might, means very, very polite. A, talking to your best friend or talking to a stranger, a clerk at the bank. So might is very polite. So A or B?
B.
Yes, B. So number four, well, we could always go on the bus. So here is A, I don't really mind, okay, how we get there. Or B, I really want to go on the bus. So four is A or B. We could always, okay, that means you don't cherish the opportunity of going on the bus because you can always do it. So A or B? A or B? Amanda, what's your answer? Is I don't really mind how we get there, or I really want to go on the bus? Which one is the possible answer? Okay, so the answer is A. I don't really mind how we get there because you could always go on the bus. Okay, and then number five, I could wear anything I like. So it's A, when I worked as a secretary. B, on the day I took my secretarial exam. So number five, is A or B? I could wear anything I liked. So could means the habit in the past. This was your job, and then this is the one occasion, a specific occasion. But could means your habit in the past. So it's A or B?
A.
Yeah, A, good. And number six, we can have a look at the shops. Is suggestion or describing a future ability? Is it a suggestion or describing a future ability? Number six.
B.
No. It's a suggestion. You are making a suggestion. We can have a look at the shop. You are making a suggestion, okay? And number seven, may I interrupt? May is a very polite. So at a formal business meeting or at a family lunch?
A.
Yeah, excellent. How about B? You may not bring drinks into the auditorium during the performance. So it's up for you to decide or it's forbidden?
B.
B, excellent. So number nine, I might see you after the show. Is I probably will see you, or I'm not sure if I will see you or not. So might means low possibility. So A or B?
B.
Yeah, excellent. So number 10, we might as well go straight home. So there is nothing better to do, or I really want to go home.
A.
Hey, excellent. You have got, okay, you have, yeah, so you have shown good understanding of modal verbs. Okay, so I'm going to talk about today's homework, okay? Today's homework, okay? So homework for today. Let me check it. Hey, so sorry. uh, okay, so homework, English homework. Sorry. I've prepared a reading comprehension homework for you. Okay, so where's the homework? Uh, uh, the- okay, you may take some time to find the homework for you. Okay, so maybe we go on. Okay, with the modal verbs. Okay, in the next chapter. Uh, uh, okay, so here we are talking about modal verb of obligation and necessity. Must, should, ought to, have to, need to here. Okay, so uh, so here, well, we divide, okay, the modal verbs of obligation and necessity by tenses. For example, you say you must do it, then we can say you had to do it. In the future, we use must. And then if we use you have to do it, then in the past tense, we say you had to do it. And then in the future, we will use you will have to do it, okay? And then need to. So at present tense, we make you need to do it. And then in the past, we say you need the ed to do it. And then in the future, you will, we add will, okay? We will need to do it, okay? So should, okay? Should, now should and ought to are equal to each other. Should and ought to are equal to each other. And then here, should and ought to have, okay? Should have or ought to have means past tense. And then future tense, we use should or ought to as well. So let's look at the examples. That the past, the staff and students at the university had to evacuate the campus, okay? Had to, the past. In the future, the council will have to find ways of cutting costs next year. So here, will have to. And then infinitive, it's difficult to have to. Adjective, to have to stand by and watch your child in pain. And then participle, having to listen. We turn this, okay, into a noun, having to listen to hip hop music, okay? So we have 4 forms of modal verbs. And then here, so we can use modal perfect should have or ought to have to express the meaning of past meaning. We should have consulted or ought to have consulted. And then we use need as a modal verb. Okay, for example, need you shout so. Okay, I'm right next to you, so it's a question. And then sometimes, okay, we can use have to replace need to. For example, do we need to? We can also say, do we have to shout so? And then here, we don't need to or we don't have to bother. making the bed. And then here, here when we use passive voice, we can use must or has to be or need to be, and then PP here, okay? So democracy must be seen to work, or democracy has to be seen to work. And then here, pills need to be cooked. Okay, so we use must, have to, or need to in a passive voice. Okay. Okay. Now today I'm going to give you a piece of homework on comprehension and vocabulary. Okay. So I will put it on the Microsoft Teams. And do you have questions about today's lesson?
No.
No. Okay. So we can end our lesson now. Okay. Okay.